You eat food, so it's better.
It's always
Excellent.
better when you only have to eat food.
I think Kathy makes it, so that's
And
cool.
I make it, yeah.
Everything's better with food. There you go.
Scott, what about you, man? What do you got this week?
Oh man, this week was a little crazy. This last week, we're getting ready in my company for a big music
Conference?
Yeah, for musical merchandisers and record labels and things like that. So we are in full tilt mode. So everybody's going crazy, but it's a good crazy because that means that we're drumming up more business. On the personal front, things are going real well. Helping you and Lindsay out with the wedding has been a ton of fun. So I've got to say, overall, like a 4 out of 5, definitely great week. Did B-dubs last night, so that's always
Buffalo
good.
Wild Wings, check it out. It's
right.
awesome. I think for me, I'll give this week a 4.5. So overall, everybody's week sounds good. We got some stuff done with wedding. Scott and Kathy have helped out a ton with that, and thanks guys for that. And then also, Lindsay and I had a fun date on yesterday? No. Sunday we went to.
Sunday, you went to the ball game.
Went to the ball game.
Take me out to the ball game.
So sung the
Let
take
me
me out to the
remind
ball
you what
game.
you did.
Nice.
So we did that. That was fun.
Ouch.
Today we had a little picnic and stuff in between work and coming here, so that was really nice. So, and it's been beautiful out.
Absolutely.
I even have a little bit of tan. You're not gonna be able to see it, but
I can't believe it's April and it's already starting to get humid.
yeah.
We're already going to get into the hot and humid section. It's crazy. But
That's
it's great.
really cool. What do you guys have? What's your week, guys? You're on here. Type some stuff in, and we'll throw it out there.
Absolutely. Give us give us what you have out of 5 stars, you people in the chat room. All right, shout-outs. Did I not? Yeah, no, we have shout-outs every week. No, first of all, wedding update.
Wedding update.
Every week we talk to Doug and Lindsay. Obviously, Lindsay's not here today, so Doug, you are representing the team.
The team. All right. Wedding update this week. We got a lot done with you guys. Last night we went out and picked out some shirts and pants that we were gonna wear, the guys, and some shoes for the wedding. So that gets some stuff out of the way. Except Warner, he's my other buddy. He sucks. He didn't come.
Yeah.
So if he listens to this, get on it. So Scott and I have our clothes. We'll be there.
That's right.
And
be fashionable.
so that was cool. And then we got the pictures. We're still working on the invites. We actually have the stuff came in today in the mail.
Right.
The little postcards and
Oh, cool.
stationery part of it. So that's cool. And this week we were finishing up like invitation stuff and getting our list finalized and stuff like that.
Right. Well, we've had a couple of responses in the chat room here. Gregor and M. Johnson are both saying 2.5 stars. So you guys are having some rough weeks. Really sorry to hear that, and we'll be praying for you. Hopefully next week will be a better one for you. Definitely. Okay, shout-outs. Every week we like to give some people some love who are new to the podcast. Either they've sent us an email or they put a pin on our Frapper map, which is on the About Us page at cadchristians.com, or they put a comment or just something. Somehow they've gotten in touch with one of us. And the latest addition to our Frapper map is Mr. Kerry Stanley from Santa Clara, California. And he actually said, "Glad I found you guys." So I'm glad we're doing something well and that people actually feel like we're contributing and adding to their experience.
Especially the California crazy people.
There you go.
Because they're all crazies.
Anytime you say California, I always get a picture in my head of houses just falling into the ocean. I don't know. That's my image.
California's going down the drain, right?
Oh, man. Okay. So what do we got up next? Oh, yeah. The next shout-out I want to give is to you, our viewers, and our listeners. This last week, TalkShoe measures listenership from Monday to Sunday.
Okay.
This last 7 days, so from Monday to Sunday, was our highest amount of downloads ever since we've been on TalkShoe.
It's all me.
That's right. So we can attribute it to the addition of Doug Pierce to our cast lineup.
I think it's Lindsay.
Maybe.
I think so too.
She's a babe.
Yeah, I think all the geeky guys are all about finding the geeky girls. Totally. But we had over 200 downloads, and we are well on our way to having enough money to buy chicks. Once again, so being able to buy chicks month after month, it's just been awesome. It's been a blessing. So even if you know people who don't care about Christianity or anything like that, have them download a couple episodes anyway, just to contribute to making some underprivileged people's lives a little bit better. And like I said, the second week of the month is when we talk about Chicks Are Hot, but I just want to give it a little plug.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Check it out.
Absolutely. Speaking of check it out,
check it out. Kathy, have you got to check it out for the day?
I've got to check it out for the day.
Dun, dun, dun.
I want people to check out www.snoopy.com.
And I think the people that don't know you have to know, like, this is really relevant in Kathy's life. This is like, we got God, Scott, and Snoopy. This is how her life runs.
Maybe family in there.
I don't even. Yeah. This is like maybe one of the walls behind us that doesn't have. It does, but it's just out of the view. Like Snoopy is everywhere in this house.
It really
Yeah,
is.
Snoopy is Kathy.
The living room when you first walk into the house is all Snoopy.
So check that out.
They've got some cool e-cards on there and some other links to websites and things like that.
If there were a 12-step program for Snoopy, I would enroll her in it like yesterday. It's a sickness. It really is. We have more beagles in this house than most kennels.
Stuffed beagles.
Stuffed beagles.
There you
Plush
go.
beagles. Great.
Yeah, what do you got, man?
I have so many, and I'm going to go through them really quick. But this week, I have found a plethora of really cool websites. So number one, umail.com. And this is probably my favorite find of the week. Basically, you go to Umail and you sign up for a free account, and you give them your cell phone number, and you forward any phone calls that you don't answer on your cell phone, you forward to them, and their service takes the voicemail, and then it'll blast the voicemail out to your cell phone, your email, and to a web interface. So it's very, very cool in that, like, especially when I'm at work, I don't always have time to answer calls, but I'm always in front of my computer. So, I can just, as soon as my email goes ding, I can listen to a voicemail without having to stop and grabbing a phone or anything. So it's totally revolutionized my relationship with my cell phone.
Hey, man, I hate to break it to you, but you're not the coolest guy here. It looks like M. Johnson's already enjoying it. So you're behind on this one.
Darn you, M. Johnson! Okay, so number two, Ustream, the technology that's allowing us to video broadcast today live. Ustream.com. Once again, Leo Laporte kind of put it out there. Also, Chris Perillo, who are both big web personalities. So if you'd like to do something similar, all you do is sign up for a free account at Ustream. Make sure that you add me as a friend, Scott Wilder, and let me know what you're up to. And then lastly, I want to give myself a little plug here. I started my own little blog podcast called You Can't Say Crap. And this is an experiment for me, is I'm going to try to make this successful without spending a penny. So I'm not going to register a domain name. I'm not going to pay for hosting or anything like that. The website is youcan'tsaycrap.tumblr.com, which is a free website. So, all the email, the blog, the podcast associated with it, I'm not paying anything for. So I'd really appreciate it if you'd help me to get the word out and make this a success. And those are my check it outs for the week. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Apparently, you and M. Johnson shared Umail on Jaiku.
Oh, Jaiku. Yeah, we've already talked about Jaiku. I love Jaiku. It's my favorite.
All right. Well, I don't.
Hey, none of you have been putting the links in here since I've been talking about them. Links, people.
I put my link in.
Okay, let me put my link in.
Jaiku,
Doug, go ahead.
Jaiku.
All right, I'll put links in.
This week, I actually had to. I was just looking online. My internet worked for once. And I was kind of like, I always check out the news through like just a couple of those like RSS feeds and things like that, and just like Google News and etc. And it's all just kind of like really a downer. So I was like, I just want to see some other news articles just to kind of level it out. And there's this thing. It's called GoodNewsNow.com. It's not a Christian affiliation or anything like that I know of, but they kind of just like sift through the news and just find it's not all happy-go-lucky, but it takes the negative swing off of everything and kind of opens your eyes to maybe a different perspective. Like they have updates from the war in Iraq, and maybe not like the best news that we want to hear, like they're coming home or they won or whatever you want.
Right.
It's more like, okay, because these soldiers are here, like this orphanage is just about completed, and like 52 people from this country just have been fed and released from prison, and just things like that. But also they kind of give you updates as far as like religion and faith and music, culture, science.
Right.
I thought it was cool. It's just one other place to get your news from in the morning, and
right, and you don't necessarily have to look at all these stories of people shooting each other. And all the craziness.
And it kind of like a lot of it comes like, and it's just they link to other local news. So maybe it's in Arkansas or California or wherever you live, and it's just kind of cool to see what else is going on in the world besides these just major events that are covered on the news.
Right.
So that's my check it out.
Awesome. That's great. Crazy Christians. Those crazy, crazy, crazy Christians. You know, I feel we have to make the disclaimer every week. We're not anti-church. We're not anti-Christian. We're not anti-God. Everybody in this podcast loves Jesus, loves the Lord, and we love what the church is trying to do throughout the world. But we also feel like it's goodness to say we understand why other people would feel like Christians are a little wacky, because sometimes we do some wacky things. But today being the all-positive episode,
we're not gonna bash anybody.
Right, we're actually gonna to lift somebody up and say, good job, we appreciate what you're doing. And I just picked one out because, you know, I just kind of prepped the show really quick today. And I picked Pope Benedict XVI, who is the current Pope in the Vatican. And the reason I chose Pope Benedict is because who in the world wants that job? I mean, whoever becomes Pope, basically by default, becomes the representative for all Christians.
Yeah.
Like news media. Like, yeah, you know, there's James Dobson, and there's a couple other popular pastors, Joel Osteen. But when people really want the authoritative word of God, they go to the Pope, you know? And so I just want to say good on you for willing to take up a mantle that very few people would have the guts to take, and be willing to stand for the Bible and for God's will and all those things. Just really appreciate anybody who's willing to take one for the team that way.
And that's kind of like whole, you know, I don't know a whole lot, honestly, but isn't that like kind of like a whole life endeavor?
Yeah,
part, like even when you're out of the spotlight, you're in the spotlight.
Pretty much.
Like more so than the president.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch like biographies of some of the former popes, especially Pope John Paul II, who was really widely appreciated for kind of putting a relatable face to Catholicism. You know, everybody who met Pope John Paul II all had the same things to say. You know, that even though there's a language barrier or whatever, that they felt he was just a super charming, loving, graceful man that they were just honored to be in the presence of. You know, and I can't think of many public figures that I think that way about.
Yeah, that are graceful and like pleasing to be around and things like that.
Right, definitely. So Pope Benedict XVI, thank you.
What do we got next? We're gonna just think and point out the modern Christians and how the church has consistently done something right. Is that what you're going for?
Since the theme of the day is the all positive podcast, and we really wanted to make an effort not to just bash and be negative, but be positive. I have a question that would actually like leads us into positive thinking instead of thinking that might stray towards other avenues. So my question for the week, and we'd love for you guys in the chat room to go ahead and give you your opinions on this, because the more voices we have, the deeper the conversation gets.
Yeah, and so, if you guys aren't on the chat room, email us.
Yeah, definitely.
Either way, since I always like to get that out there too.
Absolutely. Email at chaoticchristians.com. So the question of the day is, what's something that you can point to, or I can point to, that modern Christians and the church as a whole have consistently done well? You know, and I just thought that would be a nice general question to get people sort of going in that positive direction. And let me start out, because obviously I've had the most time to think about it. You know, I kind of put you two on the spot a little bit. So my idea for this, the thing that I think the church does amazingly well, like week after week we kind of talk about how Christians are a little unrelatable. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that the church does do well is no matter how you're struggling, like some people struggle with drugs, some people struggle with alcohol, some people struggle with money, some people struggle with sex. I think the church is always good at moving beside these people and saying, you don't have to be trapped in this. There's an alternative, and there's a better way. And you know, if you would just give God a chance, or give Jesus a chance, we're willing to show you that things can turn around. Mm-hmm. And you know, and sometimes they're not always good at following through on that. But I feel like the church is always good at portraying that message, that there is love, there is hope, and there is redemption. And in a day and age where, you know, things like Virginia Tech and things like that and Columbine happen, that is so valuable that there's a voice of hope out there.
Yeah, so kind of like a safe haven, I think.
Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I think for me, just like thinking right off the bat, a little bit just before this, I think something that the modern church has done consistently well, maybe not every church, but the church as a whole, and that's kind of what I always mean, is small groups and really like get-togethers. And I think the community building's really well there, and it builds that whole relational factor, which I'm a big fan of, and just really kind of binds church people together, not as church people, but as individuals. like in a group, you know,
Right.
like more like friends as opposed to
It's like the Force. It binds them together.
yeah, well, yeah. But it's like you know when you go to work, you have work buddies, and then you usually don't hang out with them afterward. But it kind of takes that next step. Like you have church buddies, but you hang out with those buddies and you're friends, you know. And then you get things like accountability partners and things like that just kind of help you out. I'm not in one, but I think they're cool.
Dun dun dun.
So
if you'd like to be Doug's accountability partner, the email is doug@chaoticchristians.com.
that's the email. Check it out. I think another thing they do well too, and this is not super deep or anything, but man, churches do good food functions.
Yeah!
Seriously, churches do great food. I've been church shopping lately. Lindsay and I have kind of been bouncing around, just like, you know, every other week or whatever the case is, and a lot of times I've told you, like, we've wound up in a really, really traditional type churches.
Right.
And which I actually like, because I like some hymns and things like that on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And man, old or young, these people in a lot of these churches I've never met before are so nice. You know, like shaking your hand and, you know, getting your name. You know, in like 2 out of the 3 churches we went to, just because they're like, hey, we're having a huge lunch cookout at Daryl's house. They're like, you're invited. It's right over here. If you want to follow us over, you know, come on over. We got hot dogs and this and that, you know. And even if you're low on food, man, hit up a church, and I guarantee you'd find somebody to hook you up.
Absolutely. Kathy Wilder, what does the church do well?
I think when we have in time of catastrophes, that the church does a real good job of sending help teams. Like when Katrina hit, there was a bunch of people that, like, from all different kinds of states, opened their houses, opened their churches, and I'm reading what you guys are about the food on the thing.
Hey, I'm serious. They do good stuff.
Like
well, I think even in catastrophes, they send food.
Right.
They send truckloads of food.
Nice. It's all about the food.
And I think, like, a lot of, speaking of catastrophes, like all this, you know, Katrina, whirlwind, hurricanes, all that stuff.
Tsunami,
you know, whatever. Water. Floods. Like, the church is just, you know, it doesn't need to have, like, churches don't need to set up committees usually to get groups to send down there. It's usually, like, just a lot of people that are like, hey, let's run a van, man, and let's grab some White Castle and go and buy some food there and bring some there and help people bail out their cars or whatever the case is, you know?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. One of the other things that churches do really well is things like, you know, like get your flu vaccination or get your blood, like, you donate blood. They always seem to be like the place, like come vote, like we're a polling place or we're a voting place.
Right.
And they always seem to, like, open their doors to community functions. You know, and in a way, I mean, there's something in it for the church because, you know, people who wouldn't normally come and get a sense for the place. But still, it's just a wonderful community service that really helps, you know, not only the community but helps the Red Cross and all these different organizations who otherwise would kind of be struggling for opportunities to do their thing. By the way, speaking of the Red Cross, so now that we have this cool video thing happening, we are actually trying to plan a trip to give blood, and Doug and I are going to bleed for the podcast, and we're going to try to videotape it and actually get some, like, blood people on the video.
Have a miss a needle, some blood squirting, you know, whatever.
There we go.
And the last couple times, I have hyperventilated, and I don't do well with these things, so it'll be cool.
Absolutely. So be on the lookout for a special Chaotic Christians Extra from the blood donation place. Is it the Red Cross or is it like Indiana Blood Bank?
I think we have Indiana Blood Centers or something like. Anyway, I was thinking
Indiana Blood Centers.
I wasn't gonna have a whole lot to say. I think because I am typically kind of critical of the church. But I was thinking of one other really good thing, man.
Yeah.
Like a lot are popping into my head.
Yeah.
Softball leagues. No. If we're gonna go positive, people love sports, and why not? Once again, do it with the people that are gonna lift you up, or at least hopefully lift you up, and not tear you down. We got softball and baseball leagues, man. Absolutely. And they're starting, or they have started, or whatever. Check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Go watch, support, whatever the case is.
Absolutely. Kathy, you got any other things? Any other ideas for what things the church does well? What's going on?
I had my one idea, and that was
it.
I filled my quota.
Or what? That was it?
That was it.
Oh! You're seeing that G. Rager put movies.
Oh, movies. Left Behind was fabulous.
I should have stolen his idea.
Okay, yeah, Left Behind. What other major Christian? VeggieTales. VeggieTales is wonderful.
VeggieTales is cool.
VeggieTales. I mean, yeah, Passion of the Christ. I mean, regardless of what you think of Mel, you know, the movie was an interesting and dramatic and a depiction that got people talking. And certainly, he would be considered as a Christian. He'd be part of the bigger church. So there are good things. Now, I'm not going to say that all movies are good because a lot of these movies do feel like kind of like made-for-TV kind of experiences. So I'm going to put movies in the same basket as music. Kind of like not all Christian media is good and not all secular media is bad.
But if you're going to spend some money and make it sound good. We've already talked about that.
Yeah,
We're not going there.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. The Christian community is starting to really step up to the plate when it comes to quality in the media world.
Okay,
so definitely.
M. Johnson says mutual support. Church is like a family. You can always count on family in church.
Even when you may not deserve it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, now the big thing that Willow Creek has established over the last decade is kind of like the small group thing, where, you know, when you go to church and you have hundreds of people, it's hard to have that real intimate contact, that family experience. But in a home group with 10 or 20 people, it's much easier to have accountability and loving relationships and all those kind of things. And, you know, things like prayer chains and all the kind of things that I'm not too keen on just because I tend to be a little bit of a loner and I tend to enjoy my quiet time. But these are all the things that make, you know, each church a community and definitely a strength and not a weakness. Good stuff. How are we doing on time? 25 minutes. Like, if we got done at 30 minutes, like, that would be like the perfect podcast.
We'll just start slowing down.
Yeah. Right. So, how was your week, Doug? Yeah. No. Absolutely. Okay. Oh. I'm sorry.
Your thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, once again, keeping things on the positive note, one of the things we like to do every week is feature great independent Christian music. And this week, I chose nothing because I wanted to do my positive MySpace rants. Okay? So, like, I tend to be a person who, when something new and cool comes out, I'm kind of an early adopter when it comes to technology. And pretty quickly, it becomes apparent to me the promise of what can happen with this stuff. Mm-hmm. So when MySpace first blew up, I immediately recognized that, hey, musicians are going to have just an incredible opportunity to advertise themselves in a way that was never available before, unless you got a major record deal. But one of the things that's happened is that Christian musicians are all over the place on MySpace. They're everywhere. And they're doing a lot of really, really good stuff that I've not been able to find on music.podshow.com. Mm-hmm. But because the Christian musicians are worried about losing CD sales, they don't make any of their tracks downloadable, even though MySpace gives you the option. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to beg you Christian artists out there to just put up one low-quality MP3 and make it downloadable so people like us, podcasting and trying to give you guys a little bit of love, can have a track and give you some free publicity. You know? And if you make it a low-quality MP3, then nobody's going to feel like, oh, I don't need to buy the CD now. You know, they'll still want to have the super high-quality stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So we just want to spread some love, and we want to give some great music out there a chance to be heard by our little corner of the podcast world. So you Christian MySpacers, show us a little love, or I'm going to bop you in the nose. Virtually. Let's see, what's going on? I'm kind of missing out.
I'm looking around here. We got a... Gregor said the Echoing Green has MP3s, and he sent them to you. So that's
unfortunately, it's largely the labels and not the artists. You know, I agree with that for the artists that are on labels, but you and I both know that there are a lot of artists on MySpace who have no labels. Mm-hmm. So share, people.
Or their labels are themselves, or their buddies, or whatever.
That's right.
The case
By
is.
the way, go to emusic.com and search for Scott Wilder and download a couple tracks.
Yeah. Oh, eMusic. I don't think. Check it out. I have it. I'm still paying for it, not using it, but you should use it. And go to our link, chaoticchristians.com, and
Absolutely.
eMusic. It's free for a while.
And once again, actually, it's my fault. Gregor has mentioned Echoing Green before, and I haven't mentioned it on the podcast. But go check him out. Gregor is highly recommended them week after week. So myspace.com/Echoing Green is the website to go check them out and show them a little love. Tell them about the Chaotic Christians and how we'd love to show them
Yeah,
get their
definitely.
music out there more. Absolutely. Well, I think that we're kind of there,
Yeah, I'm
right? Absolutely. I mean, since like the funny part is because we want all positive, there wasn't that tendency to kind of rail,
Yeah,
you know, to
keep
really
going
grind,
and stuff.
to grind the axe. We were just succinct. We said what we had to say, and now we're going to get out of here before the big hand hits the 6.
Yay!
So I'm totally cool with that. I hope that 30 minutes sounds good for you guys as well. I know the talk show crowd kind of likes to keep the conversation going, but it's really important to me that we keep these things.
Yeah, and we definitely appreciate you guys, staying on here and sticking around and all that. So
Absolutely. So once again, you can email us with anything that you want to add to the conversation or any criticism or comments that you want to share with us. It's email@chaoticchristians.com. Voicemail. We would love to add your voice to the show. You can call us at 317-468-9199. I tried like looking at the numbers and putting like a 317-468-TALK. But 9199, there's no use for it. It's like all vowels.
Good.
Yeah, you can't make a word out of 9199. So
you
I was
guys
kind of stuck.
start calling in. I almost called in yesterday and started with some funny voice,
Right.
just so we could put somebody up there.
Or leave a pin on our Frapper map, chaoticchristians.com, the About Us page. Let us know where you are. Post a little picture and a comment, and we'd love to give you a little shout out on the show. And so I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm Scott Wilder.
And I'm Doug Pierce.
And I'm Kathy Wilder.
Thanks a lot for hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah, guys, check us out next week, same time.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty. Stop recording.
Is the video off?
Stop
No, the video's still going. So we've got the post-show video going now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please stop the video, please.
No, you can do whatever you want. You can walk away if you want. Okay, so
Yeah.
post-show video or not? I'll ask the people online what they want.
No.
Post-show video.
I don't want to have to
or
get on
not.
this table and start dancing.
Uh-oh, look out. Yes, see? Yes.
Alright, what do we want?
That's right.
You want the boss top
Oh, no.
tattoo.
Oh, okay.
No!
Yeah, that's what it's about. Nice. Absolutely. That's awesome. Excellent. See, people go crazy
What
for your
is
technology.
Echoing Green?
They're a rock band.
I'm just gonna go on and listen to that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, why don't somebody bring up the MySpace page and let's play some tunage there.
Alright, throw it up.
Yeah. Who's got it? Kathy, you got
I
it?
don't have it, no.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting it.
We'll, yeah, they can't hear
I was
us.
working on another project.
The cool thing is you can right click on these thought bubbles and just copy what's in it, and then take it over and paste it into your browser. Man, doing the video stuff slows down this old Mac to a crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'll get a laptop one of these days.
New Mac LASIK.
Nice eyes,
New
nice.
Mac. New Mac. Dude,
need
I
to
went
see.
out. I went to the doctor this week to get my eyes checked to see if I was a candidate for LASIK, and I'm a great candidate, except that it costs $3,000.
No.
It's like, are you
It
kidding
was
me?
$2,800.
Hey, so as far as just cool activities to check out fishing this week, because I plan on casting some tomorrow, and bowling. Lindsay's going tonight. I'm missing out. I might go later. All that stuff, man. What's new in your life, Cassie? I didn't get that by.
What?
I said, what's new?
I'm trying to find a picture for my website for Tastefully Simple.
Some pop.
Hey, some other cool bands to check out. Mates of State. They're
That's
really
right.
rad. 1997 again. Check them out.
Yeah, 1997.
Good
I wonder,
friends of mine. All that.
do we know, like, can we go to, like, a Billboard site or something and find out how many CDs they've actually sold?
I don't know. It's new.
I don't know.
We love Curtis Kofinski if you listen to this.
Okay, hold on. I'm playing Echoing Green now, and this song is called Flame. So let's move the mic over here so we can kind of... Go. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but this is Echoing Green.
Kind of synthy.
Yeah, synth pop. Let's go down and see. What's the song that's been most played? Oh, this is the song that's been most played. Let's go to Suffer. Let's see what Suffer's like. Heck yeah. There you go. The audio is better from Ustream than TalkShoe. That's funny. The audio is better from my little camcorder microphone than it is from this. And I think it's probably because of the shoe phone. Does everybody agree with that? Or do people think there's another reason the audio might be better from the video camera?
So it might be cool to start doing
Okay,
this
I hate it.
video and like.
Every time I like rub my nose down the video.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
But maybe this like going outside would be cool or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you need to do this?
Just a laptop. You know what would be cool is if we could get, if Kathy gets that Verizon broadband card, then we can literally do this from anywhere.
Yeah, my mom's calling. So you guys will be seeing us all over the place. Heck.
Like I'm thinking, like we should do like outings to Panera Bread where they have the free Wi-Fi, and then we can do video podcasts from the free Wi-Fi.
Or outside
Might be
of
too
one of those
noisy.
places. Or you can be outside. You can be
But
anywhere.
at Panera, the camera's gonna be like right here, so the microphone's right in front of us.
Or if you get a new laptop, you can do one of those for your own.
Yeah. I think the new laptop ain't coming till October though. Okay, that needs to go away.
Hey, so I just threw out anybody that wants to send me money for my wedding.
we should set up. We should set up a PayPal.
I've seen
account.
these little PayPal things on MySpace where
Yeah.
it's like a donate to this,
Yeah.
and it's just personal people.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to, send me some money. Do
Like
that.
or something. It sounds crummy. Really crummy. Wow. That's saying a lot.
What is crumb?
You said the mic level. Let me try. Do you think it's too loud and it's distorting too much? Oh yeah, look at that. We're shouting. How's that? How's that? Is that any better? I turned the mic level way, the input level way down. And the mixer's showing good levels in the green, not going into the yellow or red.
Has it been that high the whole time or no?
Yeah, that's probably why. So let's see how the mic level's looking now. Okay, we're I just changed the mic levels. Let me put that in the chat. Okay, change the mic levels. I think you guys sound fine. The laptop wasn't picking up well. You don't sound. Oh, it's distorted from.
Is that because we're not?
No, it's because I had the level turned up too high. I was pegging to the right, really hard. So maybe like if yeah. I think we were just pegging the meters a little too hard, because I think we felt like because the mics are so far away that we probably felt the need to yell because the camera's way out there.
Yeah, probably.
So we're probably yelling more than we should.
This is a test, guys, so we'll know for later and all that. So.
As we are talking about TalkShoe. That's funny.
Yeah, I have that same Santa at my grandpa.
All right. So does anyone in the chat have a Ustream show? Chaotic Cloud Christians. We're loud and we're proud. Like we're queer and we're here. I don't know.
I don't know.
You know, whatever.
Not gonna work because that's still.
Excellent.
Well,
What's that for?
If I get
Chaotic Loud Christians. You know what? Since I put the Chaotic Christians on the Ustream website, I've gotten so many people asking me questions like, "What does that mean, Chaotic Christians?" And you have to explain to them
We're crazy, but we're not the bad crazy.
like the
Yeah.
subtitle is Christianity the Fun Way, and so I've had a lot of conversations about what the title of our podcast means.
I think this is a good picture of me, but it's got all that. But I think they cut
And
it
we
out.
like
What?
Photoshop that one.
Gregor has been picking on me for several days now.
Well, I'm glad. Keep
Right.
it up.
This one's-
I will have my revenge, Gregor.
Why this one and not that one?
Because your hair looks sexier.
Oh, we lost M. Johnson and Jay Newton. But Chris, being the loyal friend that he is still hanging out with us. Don Bonadio.
Profiles, people.
Yeah, people, fill out your profiles. Come on now. I mean, we're all friends here. Fill out your profiles.
Hey, I don't think I have mine done. Hey, I don't have a profile, so I'll work on it.
Doug, fill out your profile.
This is the first week I've been successfully logged in, Scott.
This is what that picture is from. This with me and this.
What picture?
She's thinking for Tastefully Simple.
Oh.
Tastefully Simple. If you want to do it in the Indianapolis area,
I'm trying
Kathy
to-
Wilder's your lady.
I'm trying to see if there's any pictures on our website that I could just use rather than taking another picture.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's the voicemail number for Tastefully Simple?
Voicemail number?
Don't you have a voicemail number for Tastefully Simple?
Oh, my business number?
That would be it.
317-215-7286, I think.
Well, if not, I don't know.
So Gregor asked, so is his name Doug or Doe?
Definitely Doug.
Definitely Doug. Douglas Brady.
Like the cartoon. Come on now.
Nice.
Get me back on there.
Yeah. Douglas doesn't have a laptop of his own, so he's not at the level of geekdom that the rest of us are.
I'm borrowing. I don't even have internet or
Yeah.
TV.
The sad part is all three of these are really my laptops. This is the one that...
Hey! This is mine now.
The one that I gave to you, yes.
The one that he convinced me I needed because my other one was really lame.
Really old. Like the LCD is like there are green and red lines going up and down because like the pixels are sticking and stuff. It's really sad. And then this is my venerable aluminum PowerBook that's like 4 years old and is still going strong. And if it wasn't for like things like video slowing it down and taking forever to like compress video, I would really not feel the need to upgrade. Although I should show you guys the close-up of why I really need to upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and move the computer closer to you guys. This laptop has hit the ground more times than I care to admit, and it is literally falling apart. You can see where the casing is just literally coming apart. Like right over here.
Hey, my internet's out, dude.
All right, give me a second to check it out.
No, it's not.
Yours is not out?
I did the wrong website.
I'm pretty done. I'm really sweaty, actually. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think it's the camera.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to turn the cameras off now and resume normal life because it's just too beautiful a day.
Yeah, so check us out next week.
All right.
I'm sweaty.
Ugh. All right, so let's go ahead and terminate the call. Terminate the call.
157286.
Oh, too late now.
No, I just want to make sure I had it right.
And then we will stop the broadcast.